Hi Soul Fam, happy Monday. Welcome back to this channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Frances and I am a tarot card reader, a tarot card deck creator, and a Reiki master healer. And every Monday we join here to do tarot card readings for the week ahead, looking for, or rather being open to receiving guidance or any helpful information from spirit, spiritual teams, source, universe, whatever it is that you believe in. These readings are free and they always will be. However, if you do want to support me, this channel, my ability to show up here, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, share with a friend, and if you ever feel called to support in a more financial way, I will leave my PayPal donation link in the description box below. These donations help me to show up with energy every week, so if you feel called, every penny is so appreciated, and thank you in advance. Let's go ahead and dive in. We are currently in the Lionsgate portal. It peaks this Friday on 8/8. Is that Friday? Today's the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Yeah, on Friday. And it's a really beautiful manifestation time. However, as with anything, with astrology, with energy, if you're not feeling called to work with it, that's okay. Don't feel like you're missing out. Don't feel like you need to have all this extra pressure to do something. You don't have to. It's a great time to do it and optimize the energy. If you don't, you're not going to miss it. You can do anything at any time, okay? But with that said, let's be open to receiving for this week while we are in this really beautiful, potent manifestation energy, receiving from spirit, where to focus, what to know for this week, okay? Working in the light and the highest. For everyone here's greatest good, deepest understanding at this time. Keeping my energy on, cleansed, protected, and theirs as well. Welcoming in my spiritual team. And each and every person who is here, welcoming their team forward in the highest light, the highest good, presenting what we need to, or what you would like to offer us to know and understand this week. Very briefly, because I forgot to mention it in the beginning, for anyone interested in Reiki trainings, I am hosting a virtual, yes it is still 100% as effective as in person, virtual Reiki 1 training on Saturday, August 16th, and a virtual Reiki 2 training on Saturday, October 4th. So if anyone is interested, I will leave the links below. And then lastly, within the next month and a half, I am offering one-on-one, I don't love the word coaching, but it's more like, I don't know, channeled guidance / coaching-ish. It's called The Business of Healing, and this is intended to bring your soul-led business to life and or to grow your business that already exists to something that feels very aligned and abundant for you. So all that info will be below, but I just wanted to make sure I said it because if I didn't, I would forget. Now, refocusing here on this week, what to know, what to understand. Okay, so more general guidance this week, Lionsgate, manifestation, and who knows, we'll see. This one, physical body, really interesting here. And interesting too that it's coming up last. Oftentimes, like when we have more tangible things, money, physical, structures, etc., we do it first and then we kind of close with this more, holistic message, but we're ending on the physical body. So I'm really interested to see what this is and why. Let's start over here, okay? So our first card. Okay, I have been feeling this in my life. 5 of Swords, conflict. We also do have some planets retrograde right now, specifically Mercury rules communication and is divine masculine. So there is a lot of, conflict in the energy. You may have experienced that last week, this past weekend. It might trickle a little bit into this week, depending on if and when you had this conflict. For me, look, I'll just call a spade a spade. My husband and I were kind of butting heads this weekend. It was just one of those weekends. The energy was off. It was weird. It was not fun. And even though we were able to kind of move through it, honestly, I still feel it. I still am just like, ugh, that was gross. That was icky. 5 of Swords is very much about this idea of winning and losing. Some of it is about a power play. Some of it is about feeling like you need to fight to the finish and make sure your point gets across. But remember last week we had King of Wands. King of Wands reminds us you don't need to scream to be heard. So we have a little bit of that energy coming in this week. 5 of Swords says, I may have said 5 of Wands, but this is 5 of Swords. Five of Swords says, number one, pick your well, hang on. I'm going to say something and then I want to explain the way that Spirit is talking about it this week. Pick your battles, but in that, pick your battles. Oftentimes when we say pick your battles, it's like, oh, just leave it, right? Let it go. Sometimes, yeah, Five of Swords is like, is this worth it to you? But that's ultimately the question to be asking here. Should conflict arise with your partner, I've also had a little bit of conflict, I can't really talk about it, but with, gosh, how do I want to put this? Someone I'm more in a business arrangement with, I guess we'll say. Nothing too bad, but like, it's just like a weird energy. And then I have a 2-year-old. Tantrums, right? We're managing big feelings, big emotions. So it's kind of like some things I'm like, you know what? Let's just leave it, right? If my husband and I have had a hard day, a lot of tantrums, we're tired. Some things we're like, okay, you good? I'm good. Okay, let's walk away. And then some things like, no, we really need to talk about this. It's worth it to me. It's worth it to him. With this business, not arrangement, but kind of more of a business relationship, I can't walk away from it because it's directly impacting me. And so I need to be very respectful and and I want to be very respectful and very intentional with what I say and how I say it, so that both of us feel seen and valued and we get what we need in this situation. With my daughter, that there are some tantrums where I'm like, all right, she's gone. I just need to let her have it. So I'll hands off for a second. But then there is the need for me to show up, right? That fight, that energy, that conflict is worth me investing in. Okay, so I want you thinking about how this resonates with you. I give examples from my own life to hopefully highlight like how this might show up for you. There may be some things that you need to completely just walk away from and you're like, you know what, it's not worth it for me, I'm good. I'm going to pick my battle and I'm not picking this one. There might be some things that require your energy and effort and you want to fight, but you can't because that's not going to give you the best outcome. So you need to figure out how you're going to manage the energy that is kind of conflicting, that both parties want to be right, both parties want to win, both parties want to have a victory, and that may not be a possibility. And you have to figure out what you're willing to sacrifice and what you are not willing to sacrifice in order to get what you need and what the other person needs. And then there may be some things that you really, really care about that you really need to show up for. And you're like, I can't compromise on this. It has to be this way because this is a core value of mine. And if you can't meet me there, or if this doesn't meet me there, or if that doesn't work for me there, it's not that I'm walking away. It's that I am not going to, I know this sounds kind of stubborn, but it's like, I am not going to budge until you understand what I'm saying. I might have to get creative in the way that I present that. I might have to take a step back for a moment, but I cannot change. I cannot sacrifice who I am. And so I have to stand firm. Now, what that might mean is that this conflict results in a little bit of a bigger shift afterwards, but you feel okay with that because you didn't compromise what you believed in. Okay, so there's kind of these 3 tiers here. And this may even be in relation to manifestation. It's like your life is shifting and changing and you are growing and evolving and getting what you want, or working to get what you want, whether it's work, relationship, goals, family, whatever it may be. And so of course there's going to be conflict there because things are changing. But within that change, within that conflict, what is it that you're willing to sacrifice and not? And where do we need to step back? Where do we need to get creative and like, what's the word? Like work together, collaborative? And where do we need to really stand firm, knowing that that may change things, but if we are okay with that change, then so be it. Okay. So very interesting energy there, being mindful of that this week. Conflict may arise. You may want to think about how you want to approach this conflict beforehand, or maybe mantras for yourself, or practice deep breathing when you're in a calm state so that should you need it later, you can regulate a little bit better. Maybe you want to, if you know certain things are going to happen, right? For me, I know that there's going to be a tantrum. I know that there's going to be multiple tantrums. So maybe for me, it's like researching that. Maybe I want to learn about it. What can I do? What's actually going on with her? How can I help, right? So that I feel equipped. Maybe it's truly like, what am I not willing to compromise on in my own values? Because I know that this meeting is coming up on Wednesday and I need to be really firm in what I believe in, and I want to know how I'm going to communicate that. Because again, with Mercury retrograde, communication is off. That might be causing some of this conflict. Maybe we say something we don't mean, or we hear something that the other person didn't mean, right? So things are kind of missing each other this week, and it's just causing this big spiral of blah. So maybe even knowing that, hey, right? Maybe one of my favorite things to say is, what did you hear? I said this, but what did you hear me say? Right? Or like, I'm going to clarify. You heard me say this, but I actually said this, right? So equipping yourself with some tools to move through conflict should it arise. Okay. It's not bad. This is why we do these. So we understand. So we know what's coming and we can move through it with ease. Okay. Moving on. The moon, change. Hey. Okay. So continuation with this a little bit here, but shifting energy a bit to this idea of change, to this idea of bravery, to this idea of, with the manifestation energy that we have, with this portal open, with this, like potent, magical energy, this message is not new. What do we want to change? I feel like some of us hear that and then the week goes by and we're like, oh my God, it's Monday again. Okay, well, what's my guidance for this week, right? How am I feeling this week? And we kind of don't really do that work. This is the week to do it, okay? What do you want to change in your life? Simple question, not always a simple answer, simple question. And some of your lists may be longer than others. That's okay. Maybe you want to change one thing, maybe you want to change everything. This is about the clarification. What do you want to change? As we are in a changing of phase, because the change is going to happen anyways, how can I step into that and be an active participant in it and implement change for myself, even though it might be scary, right? The far side of the moon, we don't know what's on the other side. But how can I be brave and do it anyways? There's some more guidance coming through here, but that's our key theme. This is one of your key themes, your action points this week. What do I want to change in my life? Get it clarified, okay? In addition, how, what to know, what to do. So with this moon card, oh yeah. So we have Eight of Swords and Queen of Pentacles. Eight of Swords is the card of feeling stuck, of feeling afraid, of feeling unworthy. And Queen of Pentacles is like, you deserve it. You deserve everything, including, which I know we don't often talk about, but it is what it is, including money. So many of us want to manifest more money. I don't think I know one person who's like, yeah, I wouldn't accept it if it came. A matter of how I want to create it. There's a lot I wouldn't sacrifice. Good. But yeah, if someone wanted to hand me $1 million, I'm not going to say no, right? We want it. We just don't let ourselves want it because we have shame around it. Go back a couple weeks. We talked about money wounds. That's coming up again a little bit here. Why are we blocking our own growth and abundance? Why are we blocking our own growth and abundance? Journal prompt for you. Why am I and how am I blocking my own growth and abundance? Maybe you're not taking the step. Maybe you're not addressing the conflict that needs to be addressed. Maybe you do not feel you're worthy of it. Maybe you're confused. You're like, I don't know what the next step is, or I know I want this thing, but how am I going to do it? I want that thing over there, but it feels too overwhelming. I don't know. The change is here. You are being asked to clarify what you want, but then you're getting stuck in it. There's so many of you here that are like, I want that, but I don't know how. I want that, but I don't feel worthy, right? As I've already said, this Eight of Swords card is like this paralysis where you're unsure what to do. You're feeling bound by fear, by worry, by confusion, by unworthiness, by all these different things. Eight of Swords asks you to release the shackles, be vulnerable, be brave, and just take one step. The one step will probably turn into a lot of other steps. Again, this guidance has been coming through for us a lot, but this week they're like, please do it this week so we don't have to talk about it again for a while until we're back here, because yeah, we're humans and that happens. But Eight of Swords is like, get out of your own way, because at the end of the day, this is you. Queen of Pentacles, hello. Worthiness, abundance, connection. You're the only thing getting in your way from being this. This is your destiny. The change that's coming here with the moon, it's encouraging you to believe this, not this. You could keep yourself stuck for your whole life. Is that what you want? They're like, the energy's on your side. But what do you want? What is stopping you? Let's address those things and believe we are this. Queen of Pentacles, connected, abundant, free. Because in that trust that this is your birthright, you will gain the confidence and the momentum to do the hard thing. Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be scary. It's going to be uncomfortable. To break through the shackles that you have put yourself into. And I know this is a little harsh, but it is true. So how are you getting in your own way from having what you want? Step one, clarifying what you want, what changes you need to make in your life that you want to make in your life. Step two, how are you getting in your own way? And how can we start clearing those things? And number three, abundance of all forms is my birthright. Abundance of all forms is my birthright. That is your mantra this week. That is your Lionsgate portal mantra. Abundance of all forms is my birthright. So what do I need to change that's not in alignment with that? And how am I keeping myself stuck to not be in that energy? Because that's on me, but I can change it. So let's do it to step into that birthright. Okay? Yes. Love that. Questions, let me know. So interestingly enough, now we are coming into physical body. As we are moving through these changes, as we are doing the emotional work, as we are probably going through a little conflict, as we are having to tap into bravery, vulnerability, courage, this is a lot of energy. How can we support the vessel that holds all of this? Temperance. So lovely. Temperance. This is the card of patience. This is the card of leading from the heart and the third eye. This is the card of the in-between, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You cannot abandon the physical body at the expense of manifesting your dream life, because the dream life doesn't exist if you do not feel physically well. 1 foot in, 1 foot out, drinking water being poured from 2 cups. We often neglect our physical needs truly because we don't have time or energy because we're focusing in other areas. I'm not going to go to that workout because XYZ. I'm not going to go for a walk because I got to send this email. I'm not going to make the healthy dinner because I don't have time, and if I just DoorDash it, or if I pop the whatever in the oven, and do what you need to do sometimes, right? But like I'm gonna pop whatever in the oven because it was just like a quick frozen easy thing, and like it's gonna make me full. But then afterwards you feel so sick, and it's like almost these negating energies. The vessel, the physical body houses the soul, houses the heart, houses the third eye, houses the brain space. We have to nurture the physical alongside the manifestation. We cannot sacrifice one for the other. So Temperance says, you have time. Make the time to make sure your body feels good so that you have the energy, you have the health, and you have the feeling goodness to do all of these other things. Because again, at the end of the day, none of this matters if this is not well. None of this matters if the body cannot function well. You have to begin or continue to, because some of you may already be doing this, care for your physical body. Eat well, drink clean water, sleep. These are luxuries that people don't have right now on the planet. People do not have food, water, and a bed to sleep in. Forget a bed, a house. Accept your abundance, that you have access to these things. That can be step one in manifesting more abundance. Accept what you have, lean into it, give gratitude for the fact that you can easily have access to nourish your physical body, that you have the choice to say yes or no to going for a beautiful walk or a workout. Number one, as mentioned, it's going to bring that abundance flow. Number two, the body has to function well to be able to manifest everything else. Okay, so this week, your key focus points, we're actually going to start here. Prioritize your physical health. Figure out what you want and what's holding yourself back, because your birthright is abundance of all forms. And should conflict arise, decide what is worth it to you and what is not. Communicate well, equip yourself where possible, and know that it's all going to be okay. This is a beautiful week. So let it be beautiful, and make sure that you are doing the work to ensure that it is. Okay? Okay. Any questions? Let me know. Please feel encouraged to share how this resonated with you in the comments below. Again, if you feel called to donate to the Love Jar, I'll leave my PayPal link in the description box below. Again, it helps me to show up with energy every week. Reiki 1, Reiki 2, or the business of healing, people who are interested in those. All of those links are in the description box. I am sending so much love. I don't know if I said it. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, share with a friend. I'm really hoping to continue to grow this community, so that means so much. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Happy Lionsgate. Lean in as much or as little as you'd like, and I'll see you next Monday.